Heyo everybody, Haku here with my live reaction for Tower of God Chapter 456 or Season 3 Episode 129. I am extremely excited to get to this one just because everything's been so good, but I mean, that's how things have usually been for Tower of God. We only have 4 more chapters until we go to the hiatus. And yeah, then I'm going to be very busy the week of the hiatus, because I've mentioned it before, but I want to do a chapter 550 update of the character screen time video, but also I have another big project. This is something I've wanted to do for years, but I've thought that I was like, my reach alone is definitely not big enough to get the kind of response required for it. So actually, let me bring up a different scene here. I think it's this one. I'm kind of squished a little off to the side, but I made a Tower of God popularity poll, and it was actually kind of difficult to find a place where I could host a poll where I could have there are currently 396 options to choose from, and to find a place where you could receive over 5,000 results. It was difficult even paying for a server and paying for server space. It was difficult to find a place that I could do that. So that's the way we're doing it. I've made this popularity poll and I want to explain a little bit about it before I get into the reaction, just to announce this. I know Dr. Bonehead said he's going to do it. He's going to put in his votes on his stream. So if you go watch his VOD or have already watched that, you can see him do that. But yeah, I'm still adding in pictures. I actually started work. I finally decided on Friday I would do this. And so I've had like less than 3 full days to try to do it. And it turns out trying to make like 100 by 100 character icons for each character a bit more time consuming than I thought it would be. So I still have more, but I'm going to stay up late tonight trying to fill out whatever character icons I don't have up there yet. So yeah, we have characters from all throughout the series, pretty much every character including super small ones, and then right at the end, and they're in the order that my screen time notes were in, because that's just the order I typed everything in. So they're in generally the order they show up in the story, but there are some that are kind of mixed up because I took screen time notes for like Floor of Death and Name Hunt Station at the same time. So like characters from Name Hunt Station and Floor of Death are kind of mixed up. But yeah, you'll see here at the end, I put lore characters in as well. I put the Slayers, like Pafama Morsetto and Amort, and Luzlek. I put the Ranking Administration, Tommy and Robert Isand, Mixeth and his children, the 3 rulers, the Ancient Giant. I threw in the princesses and stuff that we haven't seen, Bakria and stuff like that, just because some of those characters from just the lore stories, I'm sure some of people's favorites. Even before Enryu showed up in the story, he was one of my favorites. I was always hyping up Enryu. So I actually can't vote here because I put in mine for the day testing it. So what you have to do, you get 3 votes per day, and I'm leaving this up for an entire month until like the 24th or 25th. Then I'll end it. I'll put all the results together into a results page, and I will send that out to all the other Tower of God YouTubers and streamers and stuff, and I'll release it publicly for all of you too, but I want to send it to everyone so that they can do their own reactions to it or their own discussions of it. Just make sure that everyone gets their own opportunity to do stuff with it if they want before they get spoiled on the results or anything. But also, these images, the icons are kind of blurry. No matter what size I went with, they just did not have the best quality when uploaded. So yeah, I'm just struggling to work with what I can work with. I'm not a professional. I learned a bit about making web pages and stuff when I was in college, but I'm not a professional, and I had less than 3 days to do it, and also had to find a service that could host the kind of response I'm hoping to get. So yeah, there was a lot that went in a very short amount of time, so I'm still trying to work out some of the kinks. But yeah, just generally this is what we have, and what you have to do to vote. For some reason you can't just click 3 and then hit vote. You have to click 1 and then vote for them, and then just go back to the link and then click and vote for the second one and click and vote for the third one. And every time you do it, it'll send you to this like broken results page. And again, I'm not sure why it does that. I've tried to mess with all the security settings and everything. I have no idea why it's doing that. But I have tested and confirmed that you can go to it a 4th time or a 5th time and pick a character and vote, but it does not show up in the results. The results won't reflect it. It only does your first 3. So yeah, keep that in mind if you try to like stuff the ballots and try to vote for more than 3 characters, that if you keep trying to vote, it just doesn't show up in the results. So you get 3 per day before it sort of just locks whatever you're answering out from the results. So yeah, that's what we have here. Yeah, you just click one, go all the way down to the vote button. Like I said, there's 396 characters. So yeah, I'll be staying up as I'm like editing this video and uploading this video. I'll be filling in the images I don't have up here yet, but it's like, hopefully it won't take that long. Hopefully I'll be able to finish it tonight, but it's been a lot trying to find pictures of every single character and then make an evenly sized like icon for all of them. It's been more time consuming than I first imagined it would be. I kind of underestimated a little bit. I've been working on it, like I said, since Friday. The whole thing, not just character icons, but I've spent all day today working on character icons. So yeah, I guess that's it before we get into the reaction. Hopefully this won't be up too late for you. I'm recording it. It's 9 o'clock right now, so the chapter is coming out right now. Last week I actually think the video managed to go up by 11:30, but usually what I do, just to give you a little peek behind the scenes, I record this as soon as the chapter comes out, immediately run edit it, upload it, make a thumbnail, and then it's out of my hands. It's all up to YouTube to process it, and for some reason YouTube's processing used to be like instant years ago, but now, I guess because of like Adpocalypse and a bunch of other crazy things that have happened in the years since, it takes forever sometimes. Sometimes it takes until like 1 or 2 in the morning for me before this is up, so I'm sorry it's so late so often, but it's kind of out of my hands. But last week I actually didn't think it took very long. I think it only took until like 11:30 for me. So either way, I'm going to stop wasting time. We're 7 minutes in. I just wanted to let you all know, I really hope we can get, I don't know, maybe in the 5 digits worth of results, maybe in the tens of thousands. That would be incredible. Yeah, make it worth it, because I think, man, if you get any sort of errors, if anything messes up, let me know and I'll try to figure it out. But I should have unlimited server space for responses. At least that's what I'm paying for. So if it ever says, oh man, we ran out of server space, can't hold any more responses or anything, let me know and I will sort that all out. But yeah, so let's just move on to reacting to the actual chapter. Hold on, let me move back here and move my, let's see, move this over here. Yeah, and then we'll go here. Does that look good? We don't have a warning this week. Huh, interesting. And I think Rachel was in the thumbnail as well. Like, I started recording right at 9 and opened this up in another tab. Interesting. I think Rachel was in the thumbnail. I don't remember. She was at the end of last chapter, so we know Rachel's back. But either way, I'm excited to read. Let's just start seeing what we got this week. Hold on. Yeah, again, just being paranoid, double making sure that my thing is recording properly and you're actually seeing what I want you to see. Huh? Did something happen outside? And we get to see, I love Yura actually, and I really like Rachel as well. Like I said at the end of last week's reaction, I just think Team Rachel was the most interesting antagonists, especially as a concept. Just having this other team climbing that hates Bomb's team that's climbing alongside them. I thought it was great. So I'm really excited to see what role that Team Rachel plays at this point. I'm still holding out hope for the cursed theory that I made like, what, 2 years ago or something. The Popadao Rachel's a hard theory. I'm just still holding out hope for it. Who are the castaways? Their pockets are turned off, so they can't be... we get to see more Yura. So they can't be identified right now. But they're all at least rankers or higher. She's... again, and how can you say Rachel is ugly? She is so cute. I kept making the joke last week as well that Rachel used her wish for bendy straws. Oh, that's great. What are the chances of a floating ship carrying rankers being shipwrecked and ending up here on this battleship? I'm curious. I should ask the family head for permission to go check them out. So she can just talk to the family head. Oh man, I love it. I have something to finish first though. Oh, right. Sure, Rachel. Let's go. And, oh, and so Akryung is back there. Okay, so they're still working with Akryung, which is weird because they had stuff going on with Head-On and stuff going on with FUG. But then again, I guess they're with Gustang, and Gustang had stuff going on with Garam. So there's all sorts of weird connections out here. What I was going to say, though, is I wonder if, even though she is, like, not a normal irregular, if Gustang has found out anything about her past. Because if so, she might be one of the most interesting subjects for Gustang to have around. That's interesting. So we have somebody with some sort of cap on, and another cloaked figure with Akryung. Ah, man, so I wonder if we're going to see, potentially, the person who might be Akruptor's daughter. And if you are a person who might be Akruptor's daughter, you're working with your father's murderer. Oh my god. Also, I love Yura's cute shorts. What is going on here? They're fashion. It's adorable. Now we have Warp Part 2. Meanwhile, we have Gustang with Kuhn's ship on the Lopobia family's battleships. And when I was saying last week, just to make it clear again, I'm not saying is like, oh, it's bad writing on Suyu's part, why is he making more hostages? It's more of like, my complaint is, what my complaint isn't like from a story perspective of, oh, that's not good writing. My complaint is, oh no, I like these characters, and I feel like all they're going to do is like what happened to characters that I liked during Last Station, where they just got chained up and were stuck as like background like Last Station, Wang Nan and Sachi and Boro were just hostages chained up for the entire arc. And I worry that that's what's going to happen to this group. Also, I was talking with some of you, sorry, I like to discuss things as I'm going through reading. I was talking with some of you in Discord about like the losses from both sides and stuff, and I was like, FUG really lost this because one family head, Traumare, has captured Jinsung, Cha, and Bomb, which is just massive, and another family head is here capturing another Slayer, capturing White, even though it's in the form of Vicente. And also Warian, who's a Red Witch guide, which I'm assuming is probably valuable. So yeah, wow. Big wins for the family heads in this one. So, that silhouette. Do you know who that is? Yeah. Okay, so Kunee does know who. But if that's who I think it is, it's definitely not someone you want to run into like this. Where did this floating ship suddenly come from? Lopobia created a gate and warped, so that must either be Lopobia's forces or Zahard's forces. But from the look of it, it's probably one of Zahard's floating ships. Lord Gustang, what is it? A stranded floating ship was just discovered in the air around the battleship. Also, I have no idea what this means for the boss or captain or whatever. I have no idea what their plan is at this point or who they're really working for or with. A stranded floating ship? Yes, sir. Everyone on board is a ranker. We haven't managed to determine their exact identities, but judging by the serial number on the warp fleet, it's likely the Lopobia family. Lopobia. Alright, capture them all alive. Yes, sir. Okay, so they're trying to act like they're not important or whatever, but they already tracked the ship ID. Why would one of Lopobia's floating ships be shipwrecked here? In that case, this floating ship in front of me is probably from the nest. Get the docking ship station nearby close to it as possible, station nearby as close to it as possible and send me the coordinates. Okay, don't know why that tripped me up. I'm taking this floating ship here with me too. What, sir? But what about your meeting with the head of the Lopobia family? I'll reschedule it. I've already accomplished what I set out to do anyway. I'm heading out. Oh man, I love that line. Yes, sir. And then we see Kuhn and Vicente getting the screen time this time around. Getting warped out of there. Right after the warp. And then the warp fleet with Bomb and Traumare on board. Okay, so we're finally seeing them. We didn't get to really see them last chapter. Shoot, I can't believe we warped with the family head, thinks Jinsung. I didn't see this coming. Where did we warp to? I don't think we're near the battleship. Hold on. Is that Traumaray thinking? Because if so, how did they just so happen to get near Lilial? But I can definitely sense it. He's not far. I mean, well, I guess they're all in generally around the same area then. He's not far. Gaston, don't be nervous. Why would I kill the boy who's going to be my son-in-law? Son-in-law, you're still going on about that? I said no. Traumaray's character is hilarious. If you keep refusing like that, I'll have to kill you all right here. You could very likely be a threat in the future, Irregular, and now you even have the person I wanted to hide more than anything in the world with you. Oh? Oh, Leviathan. If you refuse to join me, then there's no reason to spare you. This isn't good. If we keep refusing like this, he'll kill us all. We need something to persuade the family head to let us live for now. Just pretend to go along with the marriage. You don't have to really go along with it. In that case, sir, since you made a proposal to Viol, how about we make our own counteroffer? And like I've seen a bunch of other people in their reaction saying the same thing. Like, why not just just go along with it for now? Just say, yeah, of course, we'll go along with the marriage. And then when you don't want to, or when you can escape, go for it. The most important part of marriage is ensuring that both people consent to it. We're not necessarily opposed to the idea of a marriage with the Lopobia family. So how about you give Viol a choice as well? A choice? Yes, and I think that Viol and I should at least know whether the potential marriage partners proposed by the Lopobia family are suitable for marriage. We need an opportunity to evaluate them for ourselves. So I was thinking, why don't we have a tournament? Weird. We'll let people from from outside the Lopobia family participate as well. It'll be they're making Bomb's harem fight each other to the death. It'll be a tournament where marrying Viola's the prize. What on earth is he talking about? A tournament for what? This sounds like something out of an old fairy tale. Why is everyone else deciding who I'm going to marry? Master, what are you talking about? Viol, this is absurd. You didn't even ask me how I feel. And why would anyone join a tournament to marry me anyway? I don't like this one bit. Viol, we're not actually deciding who you're going to marry. I'm just trying to buy us some time. You could do that by just playing along. Besides, who would actually take part in a ridiculous tournament like this? I mean, come on, marrying an FUG Slayer candidate? No thanks. This was your idea in the first place. Even if someone decides to participate, I have a plan, so don't worry. I'll make sure you don't have to marry anyone. You have a point. Alright, we'll have a tournament. Can we get Elaine in here? I feel like Elaine needs this. I'll allow people from outside my family to take part as well. If the winner of the tournament ends up being from the Lopobia family, then you won't complain, right? And again, I guess this might also bring the princesses in, even though they're not allowed to get married or whatever. I guess this is a special case, but again, like Jinsung said, why would you want to join? Why would you want to give up a princess position for this? But we've got to be bringing Andrasi and Anak back into things. A, because, Andrasi has to be in the tournament to marry Bomb, but also because the last time we saw Anak and Andrasi, they were with Traveler figuring out how to go after Rachel. So to me, if we're reintroducing Rachel, we've got to reintroduce Anak and Andrasi. Or at least Andrasi. I really want Anak to be with her, though. I want Anak to do something. That's right. Master? We're really doing this. He's not in his right mind either. Yep, this is even better because it gives me an excuse to allow you into our family. But let's make it quick. I have other important business to attend to, so I don't want to drag this on for too long. The tournament will be it's always 1 month in Tower of God. We'll decide the place. Again, that's perfect, like the character popularity poll. It will be 1 month. I'll send out secret notices to the various families and organizations to gather participants. Then the participants will compete against each other and will marry the irregular. Alright. Do you agree to that? Yes. I can't believe this is happening. Seriously, the monochrome comedy panel, this whole chapter, it feels so weird for Tower of God. Huh? What's going on? We see Lilial again. Why do I suddenly feel cold? It's summer here. And oh my, whoever was making these Lilial panels, my god. Lord Traumeré? Kidding? Lord Traumeré, you can take your time coming to the battleship, sir. I'm not sure why, but one of Zahard's warp fleets appeared at the gate, and Lord Gaston disappeared with the floating carrier. Gaston disappeared with the floating carrier? Respond. Respond. Stranded floating carrier, do you read me? And it's Lilial's ship. This is the Lopobia family's floating carrier. Are you one of the Lopobia ships as well? So, Sir Traumeré didn't know about this. This is so weird. It looks like your coordinates were lost and you warped somewhere else by accident. Tell us who's on board, we'll come help you. But again, like I said, it could be a thing where when you warp, you have to warp to a certain, like, sort of receiver. So it would make sense that they come to another ship that would be... Oh my god, and that dress too! Oh, Lilial. She was like bottom tier princess for me, and now is like climbing the ranks. Judging from the size of the ship, there must be someone pretty important from the family on board. Not that it matters to me since I'm a princess of Zahard. How could someone so powerful be shipwrecked? Please respond. We have Zahard's princess Lilial here on board with us. Come and pay the proper respects to the princess. Lilial Zahard. The Zahard princess from Lopobia who was in the name hunt station. Why her of all people? Bomb spaced on the background. The princess is there with you? Good. Tell her to connect a passage to the warp fleet and wait by the door. What? How dare you? You can't just order the princess around like that. I'm the family head. The flex. The family head, is that all? In that case... Huh. Wait. Did he just say the family head? What's Lord Traumeré doing here? Also, I think I mentioned it last week too, but it's so weird to me that none of them call Traumeré father or whatever. So I'm like, it makes me wonder, are they like really his children or descendants? Or like, are they just adopted in like Yusracha? Lord Traumeré, I'll come over to you, sir. Don't bother. This warp fleet's already run out of energy. I'll come across to your ship. You're coming here? Why, is there something wrong with that? Of course not, sir. It's an honor. I'll prepare a welcome drink for you. That's okay. I don't drink. Sorry, sir. It would have been hilarious to see him drink through the mask, though. Lord Traumeré must be a pretty big deal, seeing that even one of Zahard's princesses is so nervous around him. Of course. It's all right. I'm heading over. I might have met my future son-in-law sooner than expected. 10 minutes later, and we see the ships connected. Lord Traumeré, it's an honor to see you, sir. Allow me to present myself. I'm Lilial Zahard of Lilial Zahard of Lopobia, Princess of Zahard. And again, okay, so Tower of God, for the longest time, years upon years upon years, they don't really do fan service or anything like that very often. Skimpy Clothes, I don't hate this in series. I'm just pointing out how that's like pretty much never been in Tower of God. But here, we are seeing a whole heck of a lot of cleavage. Like, these panels are definitely designed in a way. I didn't expect to see you here like this. I apologize for being so flustered. Wow, she's so nervous. I'm actually shaking so much that it's difficult to speak. And then, of course, these three are just kind of chill. I know. I understand. Lift your head. I can't. How could I possibly look directly at you, sir? I didn't mean me. There's someone I want to show. Traumeré's hilarious this chapter. He might very well end up being your husband. Pardon, sir? My husband, but I'm a princess of Zahard. Who could it possibly be? And then the realization, Juvie old Grace. So that's Lilial Zahard. What's he doing here? Slayer candidate. And she recognizes Viol from seeing pictures of him. Why the hell are you with Lord Traumeré? I'm sorry, Lord Traumeré. I didn't mean to yell like that in your presence. I'll try to control myself better. Have you two met before? You seem to know each other. It must be fate that we all met like this. So let me take this opportunity to explain everything. Traumeré is so warped. As you said, he's only a Slayer candidate now. He's just so socially just off that it's hilarious. but there's a chance that he might be your future, or might be your husband in the future. What do you mean, sir? My husband? But he's the head of a bunch of criminals. Why would I marry someone so cruel and dishonest? Wait a minute. Based on what I remember from the name hunt, you were the dishonest one, not me. Shut up, you're an evil bastard, and I'm a goddamn sweetheart of a princess. That's how this is supposed to be. This is great. It hasn't been decided yet, though. You'll have to defeat the other competitors in order to marry him. What? Competitor? The comedy? It's been so weird. We have had this shift into full-on comedy, this chapter. You're so... We even have a Traumere comedy face. What on earth is this chapter? This is hilarious, but weird. So, sorry, sir. I'm just so confused. Lord Traumere, I'm not sure what's going on. But that boy, the Slayer candidate, is the ringleader of a bunch of lawless, vicious thugs. How could a princess of Zahard like me possibly marry him? And again, my God, what are they doing here? And what do you mean I have to compete with others to marry him? I can't accept this. You must. This is what I've decided. I'm going to gather girls who are interested in marrying him, then we're going to hold a tournament. And if the winner's from the Lopobia family, I'm going to take this boy from FUG and make him the heir to the Lopobia family. What's he talking about? So I want you to take part in this tournament as well. Making him the heir? Marrying a Slayer candidate? And I'm supposed to compete? I know this is an order from the head, but I simply can't obey it. This is so backwards and insulting and humiliating. It makes no sense. How could he order me, a princess of Zahard? This isn't good. To compete for marriage with someone like that. I can't accept this. I'd rather kill him instead. Are we going to get cliffhung? We are. I could see at the side. We were getting close to the bottom of the page. This chapter was hilarious, but this has to be the weirdest chapter of Tower of God. The strangest. The strangest since the game chapter with Blueberry, Kun Hasheling, and Quant. This has to be the strangest chapter since that. It's so weird. It's so weird, but it was hilarious. It was so funny. Yeah, I enjoyed it. I'm intrigued, worried, curious. I don't know. I guess we'll see how it goes. But yeah, I really, really do hope you enjoyed this video, and I really hope you vote in the character poll. Like I said, you get 3 votes a day, so you have an entire month where you can come back every day, put in 3 votes. Yeah, like for me personally, my votes went immediately at the beginning to White, Yuan Sung, and Baylor Jama, my favorite 3. I probably want to put in some votes for Miseng and Hakni and Waryun, 3 of my other favorites, for Rak, who's another of my favorites. Those are kind of my solid top 7. Like, my top 3 are like a solid White, Yuan Sung, and Yama, and then behind them, Hakni is like right behind them. And then it's kind of like a competition for 5th place between Waryun, Rak, and Miseng. I would say Waryun's the 5th place, but Rak and Miseng are like right there, to the point where if they had like some really cool stuff, I could maybe justify putting them above Waryun. So that's where my votes are going to be going. But yeah, I did it that way because I know like when Pokemon did their like massive character poll, I think you got like 5 votes a day or something. That was crazy. I know One Piece allowed 1 vote a day, and mail-in votes counted for 10 when they did their massive popularity poll. But yeah, so that's the way I decided. I was like, we can do 3 a day will be the limit. Like I said, you can try to put in 4, but it just won't work. I already tested it. I tested it by putting in 5 votes, and it only counted my first 3. And that should be how it is every day, so you can come back every day, do 3 more, and then anything after that will just get filtered out. But yeah, I'm excited to see what the results are. Like I said, the results won't be public until the end of the month. At the end of the month, I will end the poll. I'll take all the results, I'll make it into some sort of something nice to look at. I don't know if I'll make it into like a web page. I probably won't. I'll probably make it just into a visual. That way I can post it on Twitter for everyone. I can post it. I can do a video on it, obviously. I can send it around to everybody so they can do their own videos. Like I said, I made the thing and paid for the space and stuff, but I don't want this really to just be a me thing. I kind of want it to just be a community-wide thing. I wanted to do something for Tower of God, like as a whole, as a community. And a popularity poll is something that I always love with anime and manga. So it's something that I've wanted to do for years. And I finally thought, like, you know, if I get everybody else in on it, I don't have the reach for it myself, which is why I've never done it. But I was like, if I bring in Dr. Bonehead, if I bring in Naya, if I bring in, Ryzen, Milios, Isaiah, Kick the Can, everybody else I can think of, Animosity if they're watching, everyone I can think of. Sorry if I've forgotten anyone but like I've just been trying to think, the Otaku Fix, East to West. I'm just gonna send it out to everyone, and like I'm gonna send a link to the poll out to everyone and be like, hey, if you want to promote this, if you want to share it, cool. If not, that's also cool. I don't want to put pressure on anybody. I always feel like I'm bothering people. I really hope I'm not. So I'm going to send that out to everyone. If they want to share it, cool. And then at the end of the month, whether they share it or not, I'm going to send the results out to everyone just in case they want to do their own announcement videos for it. And then I'll make my own announcement video with the results and everything. For those who don't want to sit through one of my videos or anybody else's video, I'll put the visual out on like Twitter, and then everybody can just take it and share it around from there. They can throw it on Discord, throw it on Reddit. That's something else as well. I don't hang out on the Tower of God Discord or the Tower of God subreddit. So any of you, if you want to post links and information about the character poll on the subreddit or on the Tower or in the Tower of God Discord, that would be super, super helpful. Or if you just know anywhere where you're like, you want to share it around to other Tower of God fans, definitely go do that. Definitely share it around. It would help a lot. Like I said, I'm hoping for a lot of responses. And I'm excited. I'm excited to see what we get. So yeah, it'll be open for a month. I'll keep you updated. I'll talk about it at least a little bit. I'll briefly say, hey, it's still ongoing, just to remind you in all of my Tower of God videos. But other than the character poll, which I'm going to be busy with, again, I'm going to still have the reactions for the last 4 chapters after this. I'm going to have a review for these past 4 chapters, and then the last 4 chapters, once they're all out, I'll do a review of those 4. And then, like I said, tons of other things on hiatus. We got the character, the screen time video update. We've got, I want to do another lore series where I just do lore informational videos. So yeah, I've got a lot of plans, a lot of ideas I want to get around to. Yeah, thank you for watching though. I hope you enjoyed this reaction. I really do. But yeah, like my headspace has just been so taken up with like trying to madly rush in the past like less than 3 days to make this popularity poll so that I could have it, to leave it up for a month, and then have the results exactly a week after we go on to hiatus. Yeah. So I guess that's where we are. Thank you for watching. Like if you liked the video, comment down there to tell me what you thought of this video, my thoughts and reaction. I'd love talking with you on the comments. I try my best to get to everyone as much as I can. I also love talking to you on Twitter and on Discord. If you want a link to the server, ask and I'll give you one. And also major thanks to patrons, thanks to people on Discord, thanks to Dr. Bonehead, not only for sharing stuff about the poll, but also, yeah, to him, to the patrons, and to the people on Discord who all helped me sort of brainstorm as I was putting this together. So huge thank you to them, and huge thank you ahead of time to anybody who shares this, anybody who votes, anybody who's involved. But speaking of patrons as well, if you want to help support the channel on Patreon, it is patreon.com/HakuofTheTubes, or a link will be in the description. It does help me to continue to make videos and stuff, and I promise this is also something I've wanted to do for a bit. I wanted to do it this week, but I got so absorbed with making the poll. I'm going to start making some sort of visual I can put at the end of videos with all of the patrons, just to thank them, because they really are a super big help. but even then, just everybody watching is a super big help. Not to be sappy, but I love you all. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you all next time.